This is just the background music before you do our intro, and as soon as it goes live, then we'll get started. So right now, when it goes live, all it's going to be seen is the sign right now. So
now it's saying I'm offline, Chad. I don't know what's...
Oh, yeah, it's got a link to my my mobile Wi-Fi here. Let me know when it comes on the screen. This is the Nerdy Old Men Podcast, recognized by City View Magazine as best of the best in podcasts. And here are your hosts, the old bald man Chad and Redneck Wes. Hey Wes, good morning.
Hey Chad, how are you,
Oh,
buddy?
look, we're somewhere cool.
Yes, we are.
In-game drip here in Knoxville. Yes, got Aaron with us, and we're going to do some talking about this cool new store. And we always talk about how me and Wes really like 3D printing and gaming and things like that. And
This is right up our alley.
I'm humbled as they come in because my stuff isn't anywhere near like this. So
Awesome.
tell us all about it, guys.
Yeah, man. So I'm Aaron and my wife Amy, and we are so excited. This has been a dream of ours for a long time.
Yeah.
We're both nerds growing up, just like you guys.
Yep.
And the funny part is growing up in our time.
Yes.
We're like the birth of video games.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with comics, with everything. I tell people I was born, for the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was ready for
Yes.
it. So, but no, our path and our journey has basically been. I started myself in with video games, and was always involved in it. My dad, he always encouraged me to go outside and play in the yard and in the woods, and I was like, well, what if I want to play video games? Right? But
About the woods.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all got our hobbies, but growing up with video games, it kind of took me into the world of nerdism, if you want to call it that,
Yeah.
right? And I always just enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking things apart, putting things back together, and then the growth of video games and the growth of what happened with that and with PCs. And it's funny when we talk to our daughter. Our daughter's about, we knew world before the internet, right? It's
Yes.
they're like, whoa.
There were
really?
these things with
Yeah.
papers that you had to look up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I always like to tell my kids, like, we had these books called the Encyclopedia Britannica. If you needed to know something.
It was the internet in physical form.
You actually look it up. Yeah. And so, growing up in that era, it was some of the best times. I remember, back in the day in the old school Nintendo Power days.
Oh, yes.
Where you was trying to break all the records, and your dad would come in there. I'd call, hey, can I take a picture of this? I gotta mail it. They like snail mail it.
Yes,
to
that's right.
Nintendo Power.
Well, that sidebar on that, our buddy Anson Norman, I know Anson listens to the show quite a bit, but he was the first person I knew that had Nintendo Power, and he had it for the entire run, as far as I know, of the
years,
magazine.
yeah.
And like he had the little certificate that they sent you,
I had it all.
for you've done it for so long. But yeah, that's one. When you got that Nintendo Power, oh yeah,
And that's how you got tips. That's
Yeah,
how
that
you
was
got
it then. Yeah, that
there
was
was
the
no
only way,
searching.
yeah.
And I'll never forget, like the best Nintendo Power story that I had was Contra. Y'all remember Contra?
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
I love Contra. And I was like, I'm gonna take Contra from the beginning to the end. Several boxes of oatmeal cream pies over the weekend,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I did it, and so I was so excited, from start to finish. Back then, it was just about beating a game.
Yep.
It wasn't about achievements and trophies.
Yeah.
That's all in the games now. But it was a lot of fun. So I'll never forget, for like 3 days staring, my mom and dad's like, you need to sleep. I'm like, I got to do this, right? I got to do this. Yeah. and I did it. And so I made a spot on Nintendo Power. Didn't win it, obviously, but it was okay. I was still a part of it. Like honorable mention,
Yes,
Oh, that's so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So.
Gen X royalty. Here's what we're
Say.
And also with the video game industry, growing up through that, I'm proud to say I still have every video game system since the original Pong, right? The Radio Shack Pong.
The
You
Radio
remember
Shack
that?
one?
Yeah, the Radio Shack
The
Pong.
first one I had was a Tandy Color Computer 2.
Yes, love the Tandies.
And had the big block cartridges.
Yes, yeah. Tandies were great, and I remember when the Radio Shack came out with the Tandies with the first PCs for home. It was like whoa, like these tape drives.
Well, you really felt like you were doing something when you connected to the back of the TV with the little switch.
Yes.
And then you were talking about like the cassette tape, because I had some math programs because I suck at math, and they thought that would help me learn, But you put the actual cassette tape in a cassette player that connected to the computer, and it was like, oh, this is the future.
Yeah.
And
just
now,
like Star Trek with the big reels.
Well, now you've got all that in your pocket.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. And back in the command prompt days, when you get so excited about running this one little line that would take words across your screen.
Yes.
And
Oh,
you
the
could
good old
change
DOS
them
prompts.
Oh yeah. Gotta love the DOS prompts. So.
Yes.
But that's actually that's where all this started from, and I've lived it.
Yeah.
And so going into high school and college, and went into college in computer science, and actually started the sheriff's office doing that as an internship. So kind of came in on the IT role, and once I got in, I get to where I met my beautiful wife there. But once I got into the sheriff's office, and I saw like all these people chasing like real life bad guys.
Yeah, it's like a video game
It's
in real
like,
life.
oh my God, what's going on here? I no longer want to do IT work. I want to go chase bad guys.
Yep.
And I'll never forget coming home to mom saying, "Hey, you know what? I think I want to be a police officer." And she's like, "What?" Yeah, wait a minute. Plot twist, plot change. And then we kind of saw the growth of technology in everything, and obviously in society. But we saw that in law enforcement, the growth of technology and the need for that. So I kind of grew up with law enforcement and then technology. So that's what I do. That's what I do full time. So this is all fun stuff.
Yeah.
This is all fun hobby stuff, right? And I proposed to Amy. Y'all gonna love this, right? We played EverQuest 2 together.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes.
Evercrack.
Yes, you remember EverCrack? Yeah. It's the old school days with Eve and different when the MMORPG world come around with EverQuest 1. That was my first big one. I played a lot of small ones. I mean, shoot, we can throw it back to the bulletin board days.
Right. Oh, yeah, BBSs, man. Yes.
Exchanging phone numbers at Electronics Boutique.
Yeah.
Yes.
Freaking Trade Wars.
I was going to say, waiting
Legend of the Red Dragon. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, man. Heck yeah.
It's like, dang it, Chad, because you made it be midnight. And you'd be like, dang it, somebody's already got on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'll never forget my parents saying, "Do we need to get a second phone line?" I'm like,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
No call waiting.
I remember when I finally sold my dad on where I could get an outlet, get a jack in my room, just so I didn't have to move the computer.
Yes, yeah. And it's like the phone's always tied up. But,
Yes.
And you would stick Post-it notes on it. Don't pick up the phone.
Yes,
If it rings, don't answer.
Don't answer it. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in this 14.4, connection. When it went from 14.4 to 28.8 modems, I was like, whoa.
It's so fast.
So fast.
What a time to
I
be
remember
alive.
getting the 33 megahertz, and then it jumped to like a 66, and it's like, oh my gosh, they doubled the speed.
Exactly. Yeah.
So EverQuest 2.
EverQuest 2, absolutely. So we played together, and
Tell them what we played, Aaron. Tell them who did what.
she was always the DPS. Okay.
And
she
he
was
played a banjo.
Oh, Bard.
I'm a bard.
I'm fighting people, taking damage.
I can see that.
And
I
he's
can
over there playing the
He's like,
violin
"You're
and the
doing a good
banjo.
job."
Yeah. He's like, good job, Amy.
Here, I'll buff.
That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
She took offense to that, but hey, I can hold her DPS better, So, but I always loved bards, man. And at EverQuest, EverQuest, they had a good bard, and EQ2 they had good bards. But then all the other big MMOs that started coming up with World of Warcraft and different ones, it's like the part got left out. It's like, man, you know, it's
that's a
like
quintessential character.
you
isn't it?
gotta have that. So, but we did. We played a whole lot together in EverQuest 2. She liked the mage DPS role, and of course I was the bard role, and actually proposed inside of EverQuest 2.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, that was cool.
She came back. She came to the house and found a quest line. So a real life quest and an in-game quest. So she had to go to certain spots in the game.
Smooth operator right here, buddy.
Man, I'm telling you.
So you spent a lot of time.
I got it ready.
But there were notes everywhere around the house and riddles and
Dang, son.
It
All
was-
right.
That's why he played the bard.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then it was perfect because when you were yelling in game, you were yelling or saying something with my name. Somebody typed in chat, "Will you shut up?"
Classic trolling. I'm like, I'm trying to propose here, guys.
They're like,
It's
"Take it
okay."
offline."
Yeah. We're in the lands of Antonica Fields.
We've
It's
got to
beautiful
read.
out
We ain't got time for this.
there. So that's kind of we played a lot together with the MMORPGs, and she's a little bit of a nerd herself too, and I had to introduce her to the
read
world.
books.
Yeah, she's a book reader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm
No,
that
I-
kind of nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Not the fun kind.
I think Tolkien would disagree with you.
Yeah. So, so you were into this kind of stuff, Amy, but before you met Aaron?
Yeah, not so much the video games. I mean, my dad was a nuclear engineer, and so he had one of the first. He had a Commodore 64,
Heck yes.
and we
Oh,
played
yeah.
Buck
Oh, yeah.
Rogers.
Yeah.
I remember playing Buck Rogers.
Yes.
And then we had an Atari. So my dad was a nerd, but I wasn't as into that. I did mostly book reading and stuff. And then when I met Aaron is the first time I played the MMORPG, and it kind of won me over.
yeah.
It's like combining the world of the books into like you're in it, kind of immersed in it.
That's why it's
kind of made it
ever
interesting.
crack.
Yeah.
It's
There's a
bad.
reason
There's
why.
a reason why
Yeah, they call it that.
cheesy poof sales go up.
Yeah. Now he's got me into Fortnite, and I don't have any spare time now.
No, you
'Cause
gotta
I
keep
suck,
going.
and I want to be better,
Yeah.
but it's like,
So you keep going after it.
I think the only way you can be better at that game is to be like an 8-year-old.
yeah.
I really
Yeah,
think
our
that's
our
daughter's
daughter.
really good. I hide behind her. Somebody starts shooting me. I'm like, Becca, come here. I'm scared. Now I'm playing the banjo. I'm like, "Ah."
That's
it's gone full circle.
Yeah.
So tell us about in-game drip, man.
Man, so very, very excited about this. We've always wanted to do some type of small business, and Amy she took early retirement to stay home with Becca, our youngest one, and we kind of had planned for that, and kind of financially was able to do it, and we was like, hey, let's let you stay home and see how that works, and so. She loved it, staying home, but she also missed doing stuff too, right? And we've always wanted to do some type of small business, some type of something to keep her mind busy. And about 2 years ago, I came to her with this unbelievable idea of let's spend money on a 3D printer. It took me a few months, right?
Yes.
Because she is the budgeteer of the family, right? So she will budget everything. So after a few months of convincing her, hey, this will be cool and this will be fun, we got our first 3D printer. And the little light switch that I saw that went off with EverQuest, it went off with the 3D printer because she is a very intelligent person. And when I saw the actual, anybody can buy a printer and they can download a file and they can hit print. That's what I thought, right? And so
That's what I do.
That's worked for me so far.
I saw Amy was intrigued by the CAD aspect of it. Like,
that's cool.
How do I make this?
Yeah.
Right. So we started looking at different software programs, and our friend, our buddy, he was doing it in the business aspect. And so he'd started looking at different softwares and kind of turned us on to some different ones that he had liked and he had used. And I saw, when she first started with this and she pulled it up, she's like, wow, okay, this is cool. And then, she's making a box, then she's making other shapes, and then she's, printing this stuff
Adding
out.
stuff and-
Yes,
yeah.
adding stuff. Then my fun nights in the print shop downstairs turned into me waiting 12 hours,
For her printer to get
I've
done.
got one on the printer. You're
Yeah.
just going to have to
Gonna have to
wait.
wait.
Got one
Yeah.
cooking.
So it went from the first one was, honey, we could probably do another printer. Right?
Well, you got,
I want my
need
toy
to do a
back.
bigger project. If we've got 2, then it'd get done quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, his and hers. And so about this time, our downstairs room that was an empty room at the time started turning into the print shop.
Nice.
So we built a nice counter in there and kind of redesigned it for this fun print shop, just a hobby. That's a good part about us. We don't really hunt or fish or golf or have a lot of hobbies besides church and family. So we thought, hey, this is something fun to do, And we added a second printer. And then we added another printer. Before you know it, this hobby kind of took off. So it was like, there's a lot of things that's inside of video games or inside of games in general, this culture. And like we was talking about earlier, that we kind of grew up with the video games, and we grew up with seeing the birth of all this. And we thought, how cool would it be to kind of, take some things and print some things that's not directly involved with the game, right? Because you gotta make sure that you get the copyright, you can't do all this licensing. So, but like maybe some type of things that associate with games, right? Like in the game, and we was huge into cosplay, and we love fanboys, and we traveled around going to different ones, different conventions, and it kind of started with just let's go and look. Right, and the next thing you know, here we're in full gear.
Oh yeah, I know all about the cosplay stuff.
And being a Star Wars fan, with the 501st and with different things that's in the area. That I had a good friend of mine when we had remember the viral ice challenge video? Where that was going around.
Yeah, the ice bucket.
So
thing,
the ice bucket challenge. So Jason Arwine, great friend of mine, he had a full Vader, authentic.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm like, hey, let's do this. Can we do like the whole Vader bucket?
Nice.
So really didn't have a whole lot of video time and editing time in it. So you can actually see us standing on the ladder in the background.
I was on the ladder.
That's true.
You get the short end.
I'm always in the background.
The secret weapons always are.
That's true. You keep those quiet. Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, and we did a lot of cosplay. We went to a lot of different conventions, and we started getting more and more involved in it. And we started, with the 3D printing aspect of it, because we had saw a lot of 3D prints at these cosplay events, and Amy was like, I could make that. I could make that. So then she started. She started doing a lot of CAD work and started figuring this stuff out. And being a stay-at-home mom, she had a little bit of time on her hands to be able to do that, even though it's a busy job.
Yeah.
She was able to invest into some different softwares and do some different things. So then we started making our own stuff. Instead of it just being downloads, we started making stuff.
Yeah.
And then that one thing turns into another, and that turned into the Etsy shop. And then that turned into, doing other things with 3D printing and, hey, can you make this? Hey, can you make that? And next thing you know, the printers are working 24/7, right? And so there's not a market, though, for most 3D printing is just like in your basement, right?
Yep.
Just people, just hobbyists, that enjoy this kind of stuff. Because once you get into it, you realize, okay, I'm probably not going to be a millionaire off this, but this is just fun. Right, it's fun to do it. It's fun to play with it. So, but from the commercial, from the business side of it, there's not a lot of people out there that's looking doing this, except on a big level, right? So, we thought it would be neat to be able to have a spot, have a shop that actually does more 3D printing, where we could get it out of our basement, right, and get it somewhere and show people, hey. If you need a filament, and this is the 3D printing side of it, and in-game drip is we want to focus on the 3D printing, the card playing, and also general games and puzzles, right? Right. Kind of the old school stuff.
Yeah.
And so the first part of this being the 3D printing, when you go to purchase, and you're a 3D printer, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so when you go to purchase, I saw a lot of your artwork on Instagram. It's great stuff.
Thank you.
But when you go to print something and you go to buy this filament, we was noticing that. It's like, well, I don't know if I want to like this color, right? Is this color, is this something that we want to do? Because
can't see it. The screen, looking at it like on Amazon or whatever, it's not, it doesn't look, I'm tracking.
And so we started looking like, okay, there's got to be somewhere in Knoxville that sells this. We go look at it.
Huge city, you would think.
You would think. And we started looking like, no one sells this stuff, right? No one sells filament. Like, where can you go and look at different filament colors? and that the physical aspect of it, and with all the different brands, and it's kind of confusing, right?
Yeah.
So we thought, well, that'd be cool. Let's let our shop become a spot where people can come. So we're going to have filament. We've got over 50 filament colors right now, in stock back there that where people come in and look at. So they get a 3D printer for Christmas. Instead of ordering on Amazon or ordering online and waiting 2 or 3 days or whatever it is, come in, look at it, see it,
And hope that when it comes in the mail, that it looks like it's
Right.
like it's supposed to, or the seal's not busted and it's full of
Yes,
moisture and stuff like that, so you
Yeah.
can actually come to a place and grab it. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And then not only that, Chad, to us, this is about community, networking, talking, because that's where a lot of this comes from, is like knowing people that do it, right? And talking to those people that do it. Because there's a lot to it, when it comes to, like what you just said. I can tell you know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
because with the moisture, having the
It's
humidity
the
levels.
most frustrating hobby.
It is.
How many times do you get to the end, like the last 10% of a 20-something hour print, and you're out of filament, and you don't have that color, and you thought you did,
Yep.
and well, now you can come here and get
Or,
it.
or you walk in there and you've got a bowl of spaghetti.
Yes.
That's
No
That
fun.
happened to me this morning.
Oh, it stinks. And no matter how good you get at it,
Yeah.
it still just happens
so
sometimes.
infuriating.
Well, I mean, I know this is a little different, but I actually got Chad into resin printing.
Yes.
And he can.
That's where all my statues and stuff
Yeah.
come from, because they're so pristine.
And
It comes out
I
so
actually
good.
got another printer, took everything that I had set up that worked well on one printer, and I've yet to get it to print correctly on the other printer. I don't know what's going on. And it's just like,
Yeah.
so like what you're
But
saying,
it's the
I
fun
don't
of
get
it,
the bowl
too.
of spaghetti yet.
Yes.
I just now got my first filament printer.
You will. Stand
But
by.
I have, you have these nice supports printed, and then there's a pile of goo at the bottom of the tray, where
Yep.
you're like, it failed.
Yep.
Something
That
worked
was
right.
12 hours worth of work. Let's
Yes.
clean it all up and try again.
That's
so,
right.
but
So
that-
you got filament that you're gonna
So,
have
yeah,
available.
So the 3D printing aspect of In-Game Drip will be the filament services. So we'll have filament on hand here. The only place in Knoxville that you can come. There's a couple small places that'll have gray or black, right? A couple
Yeah, and there's
shops.
one big box place that has just a handful, but it's not the same as coming in, because I saw your rack
Yeah.
where you can actually see it right there and grab it and go, and you have different brands.
Right, exactly.
Versus this place only has one, and actually I'd never heard of that brand at all either. So that is and it's not their central focus.
And we wanted to give a variety, right? Because we know what we like. We know the filament brands we like. We know the filament styles between with PLA or PETG or AMS, whatever you're printing off of. We have our favorites, and we have a reason for our favorites, and we can talk about that to people.
Yeah.
Hey, have you tried this?
Yep.
Do you like this? So somewhere you can go, you can talk about a hobby. Because you don't have a lot of hobby shops. You remember, train hobby shops
Yeah.
and, all these different little hobby shops are a physical place where you can go to. So we thought that'll be fun. Let's try it.
I think it's fantastic.
And also from the 3D printing side, we continue to do cosplay and, and projects for people. And we wanted a way to do that. So basically what we're doing is we have purchased commercial license through Galactic Armory and through a few big companies that they do this all the time,
Right.
because it takes a long time to learn this, right? And if you can get a leg up on that Stormtrooper setup, right, we'd much rather pay that commercial license fee to be able to get that than have to design it all.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So we do partner with some companies to be able to do full armor sets, and we thought, well, how can we do this to make it successful and to make it affordable too? Because we don't want to come in this and everything. I mean, this is an expensive hobby, right? But we're like, how can we do this in a way that everybody can benefit from it? And my mother-in-law, she loves to sew, right? So she's our custom Jedi robe maker. So,
Oh,
yes.
sick.
So we're gonna have
That's so
custom.
That's
Cool.
something handy to have, though,
Yeah.
where you can be a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Where it's
That's
like,
so
hey, I need this.
Yeah.
Well, let's
can
talk
do it.
about it, and you can kind
So
of sketch it out.
If somebody wants a full up costume, they can work a deal with you. or if they want pieces and parts that they can't do themselves, they can come and talk to you about that, and you can actually do some design work as well. Yeah, that's fantastic.
So basically what we're doing is we're doing a three-tier system, okay? So any type of cosplay work, whether it be a weapon that you're wanting printed or an armor set or just a helmet or just an arm piece, whatever, an individual piece, it doesn't matter. We're having 3 tiers. The tier 1 set being we will design it, or purchase the license for it and print it for you and then hand it to you, and it's in all the pieces. Because these larger pieces that that we have, just like with this one, this helmet, it looks like one piece, but that is, Sarah, how many pieces is this about?
I think 5.
Yeah, so five or 6 pieces, this one. So there's a way that you got to form it, you have to, glue it, you have to, and then also the painting side. But the tier 1 would just be the base print with the 5 or 6 pieces, and then we hand it to you. But also, we don't just hand it to you. We will tell you, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we're not here to make $1 million. We're here to have fun. It's a hobby. We want 3D printing to grow. We want people to see, hey, you can do this. I mean, Amy has done this whole piece here, and to think about, and this is in 2 years that she's learned all this. Now, she's very artistic with the paint style, but she's had to learn it, and if you want to learn it, we'll show you how. Because not only do we have the filament and the things that you need for that, but we're also going to sell all the adhesive that we've used, that we've learned, that she's tried, and that she likes, the paints, the primers, the sanders.
Yep.
All the components that come along with this. So if this is a hobby that you're wanting to do, hey, now come talk to us. We'll show you. We'll print it out for you, and then if you get your own printer, then heck, you can print it out yourself.
Come and buy the materials.
we got the materials here. We got things here, and we got the knowledge base to help you with it.
Well, so that's one thing that I really like, because as a cosplayer myself, you're always kind of stealing stuff from other people. It's like, how did you do this? And let me pick your brain.
Yeah.
And some people are very protective, and no, I figured this out, and I'm not going to tell anybody how I did it. Which I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, oh yeah, let me show you how I did this. Yes. I love the fact that y'all are taking that approach where it's like, look, it's a resource, and that's the big thing I've noticed with a lot of 3D printers is that they're willing to share. Whether it be a setting or hey, don't use that filament. Try this one.
Layers, different things that we've learned from those tests.
And a lot of it is trial and error, because, like Chad said, you walk in and you're like, spaghetti.
Yeah,
great.
great.
Yep. And it's like, well, you're trying to do it too fast, or you're trying to do it, the wrong temperature. That's really helpful, because, like Chad said, this can be a very aggravating hobby sometimes.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun, but it can be very aggravating, because one little thing can make a big difference. If you've got people that you can come talk to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and the good part about that the tier 1 side, we print it, we hand it to you, and then we have the components if you need it for the glue for.
So it's basically a kit.
Right.
It's tier 1.
Yeah, tier
we're
1.
not just going to dump it in your hands. I mean, we're going to show you this goes
this
to
goes
this,
here.
This goes here. Yeah. And we just want everybody to be happy when they walk out the door.
Yeah.
And feel like they got something for what they put into it. And we want to help people look cool in costumes.
And the tier 2 aspect. So in tier 1, tier 2, tier 1's the basic. We hand it to you and we show you how to put it together.
Pretty much,
The tier 2 side is we'll print it and then we'll put it together. So we'll glue it. We'll use whatever type of adhesive that we need to use on a particular item, because every item's different.
Right.
Yes.
Right? Every item's different the way you do it. So we'll put it together for you and then hand it to you unpainted. So now it's your turn to either sand, to paint, to prime, whatever, or you can leave it the same color. There's a lot of filaments. It's look at a Magneto helmet. The colors of Magneto, right? You could
print red and purple. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
You got red and purple.
Yep.
And Deadpool's some other masks that we have the commercial license for to be able to print that stuff. So it's pretty cool that you could print the filament color, you can pick the color, right? But the tier 2 side is we print it, we put it together, we hand it to you. Then the tier 3 side is an example of this like Commander Cody here, where it's a complete print and it's a complete primer, it's a complete paint job, everything. Now this takes her time, obviously, and there's a whole lot that goes into that. me, I'm thinking, oh, just throw some paint on it. Let's go out the door. You know, she's in there for like 3 days. Like, I don't like the way this looks right here. I want to, you know.
Well,
The
you
amount
can
of
you can
sanding.
you can see it in the attention to detail in it. So that's what you're paying for.
Yeah.
If you want an artistic piece and you don't have the skill level to do it yet, they can purchase that plus get advice on how to get to that level, which is fantastic. Yeah, because I paint statues and miniatures and stuff like that, but I watch videos all the time of people trying to, it's like, oh, and I get a lot of compliments on the skin color of mine, and I watched this guy who's an artist and does minis and stuff in England, and he was like, I do this, this, and this. I'm like, well, I'm gonna try it. Oh, I'll be dang. that looks like skin color. Oh my gosh. Yes. This is great. I love it. But that's fantastic. Yeah. So you have three tier levels for cosplay items.
Yeah, for cosplay or any 3D printed item.
Right. And okay, that's true. Yep. Yeah. And then you got 3D printing supplies. What else are you going in this place?
That's the first thing. Go ahead.
On the cosplay part, also, I'm going to put up a bulletin board, and I want anyone who makes cosplay to come advertise free. I don't whatever. Just come and advertise their stuff. They're welcome here. We're not taking a bit of your profit. You can set up a little area in the back. We'll give you a space if you want to set up some examples of your designs. Just have your phone number there, so if anyone wants to order from you, they're more than welcome to. And we don't want anything for that. We just want it to be a community where people feel like they can be safe. Sometimes you make something for people and you feel nervous about meeting them because you don't know these people. You're welcome to meet them here and take their measurements. You're welcome to meet them here and take their money and give them their product. We're not trying to gatekeep this at all.
No, and we have noticed that in the years we've done this show and talking to other businesses, and the Nerdy Old Men podcast Nerd Trail, which is available on our Facebook page, where you can click on it, bring up a Google map, and you guys will be on it too. That shows everybody that we support in the area. So all of these businesses have that same mentality, and I think that's why they're successful in Knoxville. Like, you go to Brickhouse Collectibles with Pat and looking for a book or something, and he's like, I don't have that, but
I can tell you where to go.
But I can tell you where to go. Go down to Nirvana or wherever.
Pat.
Pat's good people.
I think everybody
loves Pat.
Community knows Pat.
But that's the way it is.
He reaches out.
Yes, the way it should be.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because what Amy's what she's saying is exactly what Pat's trying to do at Brickhouse. I was one of Pat's first customers down there, right? And he's become a friend of mine. I was
a great guy.
That's what this should be, right? We're not here to compete, and to talk down on other businesses that do this, or even from the card shop side, we haven't got to that yet. We're just here to help. We're here to have fun. We're here to give a safe place. We're here to give somewhere that people can come and talk and chat with. And we've got a great facility here with a bunch of room for people to come play cards, to come talk about 3D printing, to do these different things.
Yeah.
And just like with Pat, when you walk into Pat's store down there, it's friendly. It's an open environment.
It's a nice place to be.
It is. It's just a nice place to be, and that's what we want to build. And we've always told ourselves, with our passion through our love of Christ and loving others, right? It's okay to play Magic. It's okay to play Lorcana and have fun. This isn't a D&D. It's okay to dress up and play cosplay. It's not the devil.
No, and the world is, as we know, it's got a lot of bad stuff in it. You can be a kid still.
That's right. Yeah.
You can do fun things.
You can do fun things.
Let the magic be. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah. And I think in the Knoxville area, we have a really solid community that's like that. You can see that from the conventions that open up that are always packed, and the stores are successful, and they all do well because I think they work together, and you've got a very open community when it comes to that sort of thing.
You do, and we just want to help build that. We're in a good spot in our lives and what we're doing, and I love my job. I love what I do, and I always, in my full-time line of work, I get so much gratitude. And then Amy is like, she's got this brilliant mind, and she's got all these things that she can do, and now this is her time to be able to showcase.
Yeah.
To have fun and to witness to others with her love of the artwork side.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And anybody that does this kind of stuff, we just love to get excited about it because you're willing to put yourself out there and take a chance. Because I like to say, what happens if you don't try? Nothing.
That's right.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, back on what you're talking about with our shop ideas.
Yeah.
With the kind of the three different, just like the three tiers of the cosplay or the 3D printing. Our next side, besides the 3D printing, is the card aspect of it.
Right.
So the card shop.
Yeah.
And we all know some popular card shops that's already in Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
There's some great ones out there, some great people. I love CM Games, Sci-Fi City. All these guys, just phenomenal. And we just want to be the mom and pop shop, right? Just to be friendly. I'm a Lorcana player. Okay, I've played Lorcana for a while, and I've been interested in. Back in the day, it was Pokemon. I skipped the Magic stage, dabbled in it, but never got heavy into it during that time. But with Pokemon and then Lorcana and now Magic being popular, it's a fun game. It's a fun card game. All of them are fun. They're similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And now we got Star Wars.
Yep.
And,
Unlimited.
Yeah. So with Star Wars Unlimited, now you're bringing the Star Wars world into card game play, and a lot of people don't understand card games. So what I saw a lot of these card shops locally are doing is, they have their nights for their Pokemon nights or their Lorcana nights or their Magic nights, and they have their different tournaments and we want to do those things, right? We have the room, we have the area. We wanted to have a small card shop, on top of the 3D printing, because a lot of those items that you're using for your D&Ds, for your role plays and D&Ds, your characters, your minis, right? And also even with the card games, the 3D printed the card boxes, the tokens, the different things that you use in each game. Yeah, you can actually use, 3D printed items, to help with that. And I started seeing a lot of people are ordering off of Etsy or online these different, design things for their card games. Like, well, that's a cool angle here. We've got the 3D printing, we got the cards, right? And we can do a little bit of both. If you want something custom made, you want a deck box to put your nice deck in, but you want your name on it or your gamer tag on it or your logo on it, or whatever. We can put it on there for you.
That's cool.
To do some custom 3D prints on top of your love of gaming.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
fun.
really cool. And again, Etsy stores, the quality of it is only as much as you can see in that picture, right? You can't. You're hoping it's good when you get it.
Yeah.
But in a place like this, you can come and see examples of what you're capable of doing, and talk to the person that's going to help you design the item. And that's I've never seen a place like that.
And even like with your minis, for example, these Hero Forge, some of these sites where you can actually build your own online, figure, and then you purchase the STL file for the print, or you purchase. Now you don't have somewhere where you can come here and you can do it here, right? We'll sit you down in front of the computer. You can design your own character, and then you can print it out right in front of you.
That's really cool.
And you don't have to have, you got a lot of people that they would love to get in 3D printing, but it's not cheap.
No.
Right? And the knowledge base and the hardware that you need, but you still want that cool custom minifigure.
Right.
So instead of having to go online, order it online, pay for the shipping, pay for the weight, pay for the cost, come here and for the same price, sit here in our shop on the computer, sit here, design your own characters, and we'll print them for you.
Yep.
And
Come
guess
back
what?
later and get it.
And guess what? You come right back here to our playroom, and you can paint it yourself.
Yep. See, that's really, really cool. And or for people that like they want some 3D printed items, but what they want, they don't feel like investing in a machine and things like that. It's like, I want this armor, or I want this helmet and a shoulder piece or something like that. But let me go down here and get these folks to design it and print it for me, so that I don't have to go and buy all the stuff and then it just sit there because I'm not going to use it again. See, and that's fantastic. And I think that's a great idea. So you're going to be selling some collectible card games items as well. I saw that when we walked through. Some paints and materials. That's great, man. Have you gotten your grand opening is tomorrow, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Tomorrow being Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to open up 4 to 8 tomorrow.
Okay.
And we're going to have we're going to have some refreshments, and just people come in and say hi. We just want to meet people. We've already met some great people. Growing up in this type of culture and field with gaming and video games, and sometimes it always wasn't the high school football quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was the guys, taking score, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay to be different. It's okay. And now, it's kind of funny because I challenge these kids. I see them wearing, Venom shirts. Like, do you really know the origin of Venom, or do you just
That's that guy.
Guilty.
That guy does it too.
So we want. So with their opening tomorrow, we want people to just come in and just say hi and just meet us and have some refreshments and see where we're not here to. We're not here to. I know it's kind of crazy to say this. I don't even know why we say it out loud, but we both do it. It's like we're not here to make a bunch of money as a business. We're not.
Yeah.
We're here to be a community.
Yeah.
And we're going to show that, and we're going to show people that, and we're going to also show people. I do outreach programs for internet safety.
Right.
That's just been a passion of mine. So I've prayed about it, and this will be a platform for me to do more outreach, free outreach. So after the first of the year, you'll be following us on our socials. I'm going to start announcing some help for elderly and for children with technology. So I'm going to do on certain Saturdays of the month, do free tech support for elderly. I see so much elder abuse with scams
Yeah.
and with
Man, that's
online
great.
scams. Yeah, so we're going to open the doors and come in. If you got it, mom, dad, grandma, or yourself, or whoever, and you don't know, I see some big companies charge a lot of money for things to set up an email account, right? Some basic tech stuff that, generationally speaking, some of the seniors don't understand, and that's why they're getting taken advantage of too.
And all of Medicare and Social Security and all that stuff, you need to be able to go online to monitor those things and apply for things and stuff like that. And some folks are probably are being left out because they just don't have the technical ability to do so.
So in-game drip is not just for 3D printing and for cards and for gaming. It's going to be an outreach. This is going to be a community. This is going to be based on a community to help people, and I'm that's part of my outreach is going to be my passion to be able to help those people free of charge. Just I'm going to have certain Saturday mornings because a lot of people, it's a good time for them early Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
I'll be here at the shop. Come by if you have a phone question, computer question.
Yeah.
You
Come
know,
by
and just be able to help people.
That's such good stuff. And it's quite evident that you two really want to help people. And that's a fantastic thing, especially in this world. And I think our community is really blessed with folks that do that. And I've never heard of anybody doing what you're going to do. And I think it's really great.
Just like I said, it's okay to be different. Well, we're different. And
That's right.
and it's okay.
Why do you want to be like anybody else?
Yeah,
you be you. Yeah.
Yeah, in a world with money, fame. What happened to the people that just cared?
Yeah.
Just cared for others. Whether it's their hobby they care about or whether it's their safety, we're using our God-given gifts that we've lived in our whole lives and law enforcement. She's retired from law enforcement as well, so we've both had a caring and giving heart, and we've always wanted to help people. That's the fields that we chose to go in. My grandfather was a pastor. All of our kids, daughters, military, other daughters in nursing. And all of our children are in some type of health field or a support field
Service,
to serve others. And our other daughters getting ready to start some dental hygienist schools. So
Nice.
It's the fun part about this is you're who you are when you care for others, right? And when you care for others and you show that, it just becomes part of your life.
Yep.
And we want to bring that to our shop. Who we are.
Yeah, and when you see a place that really cares about what they're doing, it makes you want to come back. And versus,
Versus give me your money, here's your stuff, go.
yeah,
Where it's very
well. And now that I see you've got Army Painter, which is one of my predominant of choice.
Paint of choice
is
there.
Army Painter. Instead of driving 30 minutes to another place, I'll just, because I live in Halls, I'll just come down here and buy it from you, because that would be a lot better. But I do want to talk about a few of your pieces here in a minute, but they're obviously fantastic pieces.
Yes.
And she's a fantastic painter and designer.
Yes.
This man could sell, everything. And he's also very passionate and stuff like that. But are they ready for the Nerdy Old Men Rapid Fire question session?
ambush time.
Which we haven't done in a while.
Oh, come on.
He's ready.
I was not warned about this situation.
That's why it's funny.
That's why, it's funny.
Cue up the dramatic music.
Yes, you like that, don't you? So what we do here is it's silly. Aaron, you might have heard on our show before, but we're going to ask you really silly, stupid nerd questions, both of you individually. And it's the first thing that comes to your mind is what it is. No need to have a big explanation. If you're right, you're right. You're wrong. It's just how it is. So that's how we're going to go. So,
There are no wrong answers unless we say so.
That's
all right,
right.
let's start with the lady there. What?
Of
Okay,
course.
I'll give her an easy one. Marvel or DC movies?
DC all the way.
Heck yes, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I that I agree with. Same for you, Aaron.
I'm a Batman guy. I'm
Heck
DC.
yeah.
So he's going to be DC.
Yeah, that is perfect. That's perfect.
Some people don't know better.
Whatever. You just can't handle the darkness that is DC.
The ultimate.
No, the only problem I can't handle with DC, you can't see the movie. It's too dark.
That's the point.
It's like, turn the contrast
The
up.
last episode of Game of Thrones, you're just like,
Is it on? Is the TV broken?
we can thank The Dark Knight for that. That movie, that started the whole dark look, the dark feel, the undertone. So we can thank that.
All right, so you're going to be given a character vehicle from 1980s films or TV show.
The keys in.
Yeah, and you know what I mean by character vehicle. It's
Absolutely.
a famous vehicle in 1980s films or television.
Why he didn't word it that way, I don't know. But
Hush, this guy. All right, Aaron, what are you going to drive away with? What you got?
You know, I'm sorry, but if you're going that far back, you know, it's got to be a version of the Batmobile. It has to be.
Yes,
it just
yes.
has to be. I mean, and the old school Batmobiles.
Oh,
too,
it's 66,
you know?
like-
yeah,
Yes.
if you went that more of that genre, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes. Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
do that. But it's got to be. I know that we got several different editions of the Batmobile, but that to me, Batman being a detective,
Yes.
right, and the whole investigative side,
Yes.
and then he's just a rich dude. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's just, hey, I got money and I want to build a bat cave. Right?
Why not?
Yeah.
he's the
Exactly.
DC Iron Man.
That's exactly right. That's right.
yeah.
So a Batmobile,
It would
like
have
Keaton's
to be- it would
Batmobile
have to
kind of
be,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
more of a Keaton
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
I like that, and I like that look. I like that feel.
Yeah.
But if you want to go older, you know, I probably could have went with some mystery van. You know, let's do some
Mystery Machine.
There you go. All right. All right.
I mean, who does not love the Mystery Machine?
you
dude?
gotta
You know,
love
you
Mystery
gotta love
Machine.
it, like
Yeah.
the old school stuff.
There's
But-
people who cosplay as in Knoxville because I answered a call there one time
Yes.
at one of their, and they have
And
a
they've got the Mystery Machine. Yeah, they go to
That's so
conventions
cool.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's got an Iron Man costume too.
that's
I'm kind of
really
nerdy. I'm like,
cool.
here, let me take your report, but then can I see your Iron Man costume?
Actually, I talked to one of those guys at Paragon Gaming, another gaming shop, and that's what I said, guys. You know, with all these different gaming shops, we love all of them, right?
Yeah.
We want to be a part of all of them, you know. And we got some great ones in Knoxville.
Yeah.
But definitely the Batmobile. I would drive it to Paragon. I'd drive it. To
Yeah,
Sci-Fi.
everywhere you wanna
Drive
go.
it here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting groceries in the Batmobile.
Yes, yes. What about you, Amy? What do you got?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I got to forget about you. You got to come with something.
You see, Wonder Woman was before the 80s, though, wasn't she?
If you want to jump
Oh,
in the
here we
Invisible
go.
Jet,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
let you do.
I was
I'm gonna let
thinking
you
the
do that,
Invisible
'cause
Jet.
that
Okay,
was-
we'll be all-
But I'm
we'll
not
be all
sure
about it.
exactly when.
No, we'll that will be permissible. We will accept
Okay.
that answer.
Okay, thanks. That's kind of all I got.
As a matter of fact, her Invisible Jet's parked out front.
It's right there. I almost
can't
ran
do it.
into
You almost
it. There was a bird sitting on it. It's the only thing that saved me.
All right, I got one for you.
Just a couple more. We get
We're
it.
ready. Come on, all day.
You're fixing to go into battle. What weapon from sci-fi fantasy can be anything are you charging into battle with?
Banjo.
I knew it. I knew
He's walking in with a banjo. Little
There was
cymbals on
no
his knee.
hesitation from Amy on that one. She was like,
Yeah, she did. She did. Yeah. It would have to be a form of a blaster. You know, you live. Probably a blaster.
"A good blaster by
Yeah.
your side, kid."
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong unless you've got the stormtrooper aim. You
Yes.
know, so you have to work with that accuracy a little bit. Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
theory on the stormtrooper aim. They can't hit anything when there's force users around.
That's true. That's true.
I think that's the
Yeah.
deal.
And,
I always thought they were just like nearsighted or something, and they're just like, well, I can't.
They just don't care.
That's what it is.
They just don't care. They're like, yeah.
and I wanted, you know, on top of my head, you know, I wanted to jump on the lightsaber bandwagon, of course. You know, how cool would it be just to pull out a lightsaber?
Yep.
You know, I'll never forget.
What if it had like? What if your blaster had like a
lightsaber bayonet?
Yeah, for a long.
Oh, there you go. Even better. Yeah. Pull out the, you know, like the Darth Maul, you know, with the dual.
Yes,
when that
yes.
happened, I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
But
that was just great.
I always had when I was on actual patrol. I'll never forget. I would clip a lightsaber onto my duty belt every now and then, right? And I would we'd answer calls, and every now and then you'd see kills. I hope I don't get in trouble for this now, but you'd see
Statute of limitations.
yeah, exactly. You would see these kids. They would look and they'd be like, it's all right. It's exactly what it is. Yeah.
It's so cool. I love that. I love
This
that.
is like
put
one of
it in
those. Tell me your husband will never cheat on you without telling you.
What's yours then?
Yeah, same question there, Amy. What are you charging in with?
Any weapon from any movie,
Literature,
TV show.
Yeah,
TV,
anything. You can pull
comics,
that out of a
anything.
book. You can.
I'm gonna go with Dragon, Game of Thrones, a little Drogon. I feel like that counts as a weapon
I would
because
agree.
I
a
would allow
dragon
it.
cannot be tamed. Therefore, it's its own thing. So he's a weapon.
That's fantastic. We've never had anybody answer with like a living,
yeah.
familiar type.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of brains right
come
there.
Out with your Branjo
A lot of brains
blaster.
right there.
Yeah.
Blaster.
All right. I'm going to hit him with my last one
Okay.
that I always love to do. You're on a 4-hour car ride. The radio does not function. You have no cell phone signal, so you just got to talk to your passenger.
Talk.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay. It can be any superhero or supervillain that's riding shotgun with you. Who is it?
Well,
We've had some pretty interesting answers for this one.
you're going to get a very interesting one for me.
All right,
okay?
go for it.
Because I'm throwing it back. I'm throwing it back to. It'd be hard to get him in a car.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Astro Train.
Astro Train.
Astro Train.
Astro Train.
Decepticon
Oh, that's
Astro
right.
Train.
He's a triple changer.
Triple changer. Okay. Because I would like to say that the best Transformer in the history of Transformers, being Astro Train, they're one of the first triple changers. From a space shuttle to a train
That's
to a robot.
right. Now I remember.
You remember?
Yes,
Purple,
I do.
white,
Yeah, purple,
green.
white. Yep.
Yep. Astro Train. He's my favorite Transformer of all time, right? And he did not get enough credit for how cool he was.
That's true.
How can you go from a train to a space shuttle?
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know what I mean? That's great.
Well, he
And-
saved all the Decepticons after the Battle of Autobot City.
Thank you.
and
Thank
he,
you. I mean, at least you have some knowledge about this.
I'm just
Most
saying.
people don't. But, yeah. Astro Train.
That's-
I'm chatting with Astro Train.
That's true. And if something happens to your car, you can just transform and take
Well,
it.
let's go. Hey, let's fly. We're in traffic.
That's a lot of
Space
thinking.
shuttle.
It's a lot of thinking. I like it. I
is.
like
Yeah,
it. All right. Top that one, Amy. Let's go.
My train of thought is just like
dragon.
Her train of thought,
Yeah.
by the way.
my Astro train of thought. Let's see. Any passenger. I like the bad guys.
Yep.
So obviously, I like the villains. I'll say that. I would probably go with maybe Anakin before full-on Darth Vader, but after
Like when he's kind of having his
when
doubtful
he's
period
going
there.
Because I like to hear people's crazy. I'm
Yes.
all about it. I want to hear your
So you
crazy.
would Anakin have a little therapy session on the ride.
Yeah, well, I just want him to tell me what's going on because you know he's got some insider knowledge. Some
He's
good
like, those
gossip.
kids in the Jedi Temple were just really getting on my
They
nerves.
were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's discuss that metachlorian count.
Ask him. Yeah, you could ask him the full story of
Well,
the
I got my
tragedy
hand
of
chopped
Darth
off.
Plagueis, right?
We don't know it all.
He's like, did you get the story from Palpatine?
All right, Wes, bring him home.
All right, now this is the most difficult and controversial question that we ask on the show.
Yes, we have been banned from
banned
states.
from the state of New York. Yes. We have been threatened to be thrown out of windows on really high buildings.
Yes.
So,
It's bad.
Amy,
It's
this
bad.
prepare yourself.
Oh,
She's got this.
okay.
Does pineapple go on a pizza?
Oh. Absolutely not. There's no way.
Well, thanks for coming out, folks.
There's no way.
Never mind this place.
It's a fruit.
So are tomatoes.
No,
They got you.
What about you, Aaron?
send in the dragon.
You guys realize that I am over 350 pounds.
He'll eat it.
I will.
He doesn't
You don't care what's on the pizza. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, it gets a fruit in. Right?
Yeah, that is-
Look how healthy I am.
Yeah, you're eating fruit.
I'm eating fruit. That's
true.
Two fruits.
That's true. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, tomatoes,
Tomatoes and
and
pineapple.
boom.
Although we have been told that Pepperoni and pineapple go really well together.
I've done it. It is fantastic.
I haven't tried it. I've tried the ham and pepperoni, or the ham and pineapple.
The Hawaiian kind of style.
If you do
yeah.
pepperoni and pineapple, you get a sweet and a spicy. It's good stuff.
See, now I want pizza.
It's good stuff. Dadgummit.
Oh yeah, right now it's so different than every other day.
All right, well, show off some of your items here,
Absolutely.
and talk about them real quick. That way, our audio listeners can imagine what they are, and then they can go to YouTube and actually physically see them. So.
Yes.
Absolutely.
She's levelly stroking a hand here.
Yes.
We started seeing a lot of people for the love of holders, like controller holders,
Yeah.
cell phone holders for their desk, for the gamers.
Yeah.
We're obviously we're all family gamers. We play we got Fortnite Family Fridays, right?
Yes.
So we have on our desk, she has her own desk, I have my own desk, Becca, our daughter's at her own desk, and you have to put stuff on it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So like with what she has here, the alien hand.
Yes.
It's a controller holder.
That's
so it's actually
sweet.
designed to hold your PS5 controller, Xbox controller. It actually will
So it
hold
just
Or
sits
you
down
can-
in it.
Or you can hold hands with it. It's
Or-
weird.
and hold hands.
Is it like if you're just like you
really weird.
having a moment and you're just
There's
like,
a long-fingered
It's
pink
weird.
alien
It is weird.
hand.
It's weird, right?
That's so cool. We got Pikachu sitting in front of us here.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And you got traditional Pikachu. This is for the bling, right? This
Yeah.
Is just, it's just,
Heck
he's
yeah.
cool. He's just a cool little piece to sit
that's
around.
a conversation starter.
That's right. That's a conversation. And then we have
Now, this is really cool here. This is a dice tower, I'm assuming.
Yes. So we have several different dice towers, and you can print any dice tower that you want, but when you add the paint to it, right? The customization,
Yes.
Amy, she like with your skin color, she has gotten really good with skull colors,
Yes.
with bone.
It looks
Yeah.
very, very real. Yeah.
So she loves to do the dice rollers and then customize them in her little mind, imagination of what she feels like the colors will be.
My little mind.
Your
Her
little mind.
Tiny little mind.
Even her little, I'm so proud of her. I just got to brag.
But that is
because it's
so
No,
neat
that's
because like
really
the
good.
windows, like she's got the windows
Well,
painted, all these little
your
colors.
finishing on that is it looks resin.
Yes,
because you
it
know
does.
how smooth and clean
Yeah.
resin is. Just most of the time, right out of the printer, it is. And this is FDM, and you can't see,
Yeah,
you can't tell.
for the people that
It's
are watching.
fantastic.
Hold that up because I mean this is a incredible paint job. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, Chad.
Yeah,
but
it won't zoom. But that's really nice.
that-
Very, very
that
nice.
is a really good job that you did
Yes,
on that.
yes.
Yeah.
And then you got a.
The painting side of things is where the customization really comes into play.
Yes.
And and then we got some familiar items for
Yes.
No,
cosplay.
we have to
Yes.
give a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. Go
We
ahead.
have to give a shout out to Warren Scott.
Knox Nerd.
He Knox Nerd. He owns the computer business next door, and he designed this.
So this is a custom design with gamer tag on the back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Very
so you
cool.
get your gamer tag. So everyone's familiar with Fortnite.
Yep.
And so it's kind of funny when we started talking to Knox and from the business aspect of him doing 3D printing, like, hey, how cool would it be to have a Fortnite crown? So
Nice.
Noah Knox, and he's one of my best friends in the world, and within 24 hours he had a design
Yep.
ready
Yeah.
and up, and we was printing. So he printed this one. And there's different versions of the crown. There's
Yeah.
a single llama, double llama, triple llama, and then Amy actually hand sews the pillows.
That's
Only
so
sew pillows.
Let's just get that straight. It's only
Unless it's a
pillows.
square.
So you can hold your victory crown.
That's so cool.
So
That
if
is
you're
neat,
if
though.
you're cosplaying, if you're cosplaying as a Fortnite character, you got to have your victory crown.
And what's
we
neat about
did.
this is two different color filaments. This isn't
Right.
painted.
Right.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
can see the quality that can be done with just the filament, just the bare filament without being painted. So that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So we thought it'd be cool to have, like I said, with the cosplay aspect of the gaming in the gaming world of, what's some things that you don't really see a whole lot of right at these events. More dice rollers.
This is a really cool
Yeah.
design, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a really cool. It's
Telescope.
sort of steampunkish.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I dig
And so
it.
this is a great example of different filament colors. Sometimes you don't have to hand paint there's some colors that's just cool.
Yeah.
Right? With
Yes.
the color changing,
Yeah.
And another cool part about that is there's never going to be two the same because of the way that
With
the
the
colors
filaments
change.
on the
Cool
roll.
is,
and-
yes.
Yeah. And we think that's cool.
Yeah.
And if you like that filament, we sell it.
That's right. Yeah, this is one of our popular
We use what we
filaments.
sell, so.
Yeah. So we want to be able to show people, hey, this is what it looks like, and here it is in a roll if you need to buy it.
Yeah.
And well, like I said, our prices are going to be very, very similar to what you get for online anyway, right?
And
So,
you can go and look at it.
yeah,
That's the
go
best
and
part.
look at it, yeah.
That's the absolute best
Well,
part.
it's
So-
always nice when you've got an example, like, I want to print this alien hand,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking maybe this color filament, and you're like, yeah, you can do that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely.
We have so many different things. I mean, we can't even print. And this right here.
I was going to ask
Gator,
you about the Deadpool
Yeah,
sign.
the light boxes. So On Point Designs is another company that we partner with that we love. That guy, he is just a great guy. He's not from around here, but that we purchased the license for through him. That he does the designs on some of our light boxes, and we've got over 75 different light boxes.
Wow.
From everything from Pokemon to Transformers to comics to to custom light boxes.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and so we print them and then we wire them all up with all the LEDs. We do. We had several different Deadpool ones, obviously for Deadpool and Wolverine, but we have several different light boxes on display, and then we also have the television above the light boxes that shows all the ones that we have the 3D prints for, so you can
Nice.
select the one you want.
Oh, that's great.
And let's throw this plug in there since we're talking about Lightbox. Tomorrow, come by and see us 4 to 8. We're going to have something here at In-Game Drip that we're called the Drip Club. Okay? So you can join the Drip Club. If you're a customer of ours, you're going to be in a Drip Club. It's going to be a reward program. And in that reward program, you're going to earn points for if you make purchases, do different events. We'll be announcing what all we're earning these points for. But as you earn the points, then you can use them for discounts, for free items, for 3D printed items, for free customs,
Nice.
cosplay stuff. So we want to do a reward program. It's another way of giving back. Hey,
Yep.
come play with us. Come hang out, come have fun, and we're having a reward program that we're going to give back to you too.
That's
Because you
fantastic.
support us, we support you. And tomorrow, if you come by between 4 and 8, you're going to be able to join that club free of charge. And I'm not selling your email address.
Right.
It's literally just for us to keep up
Yes, yes.
with you. But we're going to be giving away a light box.
Nice.
So you get to pick any light box you want. So we got all the social channels, ingamedrip.com. You can hit us up there that's our Facebook links. We have a Discord channel. So inside Discord, I'll be doing a drawing after the evening's over tomorrow night at 8. And I'd probably hop on there live, throw it up there with all the people that come by, and then you'll be able to tell me which light box you want. And
That's
we
awesome.
will, if we don't have it already ready, we got several already printed and ready on display to kind of show you how it works. But if you want something that we don't have printed, we'll get it printed that night.
That's so cool.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really good. So before we close things out here, man, give our listeners and our viewers the lowdown on how to find you, what your hours are going to be. Your grand opening is tomorrow. Just all the details.
Okay, awesome. We've tomorrow. The most important part is tomorrow because we want people to be able to come out and see the shop, talk to us, chat with us, to be able to kind of give you an intro to our store, kind of a soft opening, and then we're going to put our schedule in place. Amy was deciding the schedule because she's going to be the one running most of this. I still got a full-time job.
Yep.
So we don't.
So she's the boss, is
She's
what
the
you're saying.
boss.
That's-
Yeah,
that's
I'm just
fact.
the employee. I'm the talker. But we're going to be open 4 days a week, and then that'll fluctuate in different time frames. We're kind of looking at the hours that fits people more, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we want to be open to be able to be here when the people want to be here.
Right.
And because like it's about community. It's not just about being open 8 to 4 Monday through Friday.
Right.
So we're going to do more afternoons, right? Doing afternoon time into the evening because we're going to have family game nights. We want people to come in to be able to sit down and play games. That's one thing that I didn't hit on the third part with the 3D printing, the cards, and the games. So we're going to be adding more games. We got a handful of games in there now for sale. I'm a gamer all the way around. I like to see these board games and these types of games that you don't see much. It's very affordable games,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'll be able to come in here and play, check it out.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Have some fun.
So,
Yeah.
but we'll be putting our schedule up online. We're looking at a Monday. Go ahead and tell them what you're looking at.
Probably a Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
Starting at the first of the year. Through the holidays, we'll have kind of some funky hours, how most people do. We will be open on Christmas Eve, though.
Okay.
We want to be open on Christmas Eve. It was like last minute presents, right? How
Yeah.
cool would it be to swing by and say, hey, I need a gift for my 12-year-old nephew, right?
Yeah.
So we thought we're going to be open on Christmas Eve. Give somewhere
Some
to come
people
to
don't have
play.
anywhere to go,
Yeah. Yeah,
come hang out.
Come hang out with us. You know, I'll sit down and play some Lorcana with you.
Yeah.
Right? You know, show you how to play it. As for our card shop, we're focusing on Magic, Lorcana, Star Wars, and Pokemon.
Okay.
That's kind of our 4 base
Yeah,
line. And
that's the big
You got to
ones.
start somewhere.
Yeah, it's the big ones, yeah.
And like I said, we're not here to to compete with all those different card shops in Knoxville. We're just here to have fun. We're here to see what people want. You know, the people in this area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe you're not out west to go to one of the West Knox card shops, but you're down the street. You know,
Yep.
from here, just an easy place to go. If you like a certain thing, I hate to say this, I love Garbage Pail Kids. You remember
Yeah.
Garbage Pail
Oh,
Kids?
yeah, man.
Still got
So,
mine.
I do too. So we got that coming down for the first part of January to be able to get some garbage. There's still people that like that stuff.
That's so fun.
You know, and it's still out there. It's one of Topps
That's so fun,
cards,
man.
one of
Yeah.
their oldest cards that's
Yes.
still being printed.
Yes, so
That's,
fun,
that's
man.
Yeah.
amazing.
A non-sport card.
Yeah.
That's so fun, man. And the social media.
Absolutely. So if you head over to ingamedrip.com, it's a splash page where I have all of our social media links on there. We have a TikTok page, we have a Facebook page, we have a YouTube page. We've got all of them, right?
So ingamedrip.com.
Ingamedrip.com, right? And we're updating our website. We're going to be putting more. We're actually going to have a better website to where you can order offline as well.
Okay, good deal.
So it'll be an online store and a physical store.
See, that's
Still
good.
building.
Online store. I
Yeah.
did want to mention that. That's coming for these folks because we have listeners out of state and in 7 different countries. So if you're out there, you know, our listener that's in Russia,
Yes.
the 5 or 6 listeners we have in Ireland, and you want something from East Tennessee 3D printed, really cool from these folks, stay tuned
That's
because
right.
that's coming.
It's coming.
That's coming.
It's
So
Now, give us the physical address. If somebody is in Knoxville and they want to come find you
Yes.
and check this place out,
Yes.
what is the
Yeah.
actual address here?
Go ahead, Amy.
He doesn't know
I'm
it.
looking at it. She's the boss.
he just
She's
knows
the
how to
boss.
get here.
I know where it's
He's
at.
just media
I
relations.
see him
folks.
looking at his phone. He's like,
I'm
oh.
on Facebook. I'm on the Facebook.
Like, I've got it. Dramatic pause.
It's 2924 Tazewell Pike, and we're Suite F. It's behind the Casey's gas station. There's like an office building behind the Casey's gas station, and we're on the back side of it.
Backside on the bottom. On the bottom.
as you come around.
Good parking lot here.
Yeah.
Plenty of spaces. It's very easily accessible from the interstate.
Right off the road.
It's
right
right,
off the
here,
interstate.
so it's really easy to get to.
There's
So.
640 Broadway area.
Yep.
Yeah, Fountain City.
Yep, Fountain City, 640 Broadway on the east side. Yeah, so that's where. Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. You know what? We really appreciate you guys inviting us to come in. I mean, I've known you and we haven't seen each other in a long time, but social media we've kept up with each other, and I'm really excited for this. I'm personally, selfishly excited about it because I can come and get filament here.
Oh, that's what I'm.
and
That's what I'm
paints
looking
here,
at because I've
and-
just gotten into the filament side of
And,
printing.
I'm like 10 minutes from here down to Tazewell Pike and go that way to the halls.
I'm like
it's really quick.
45, but
But it's still it's
still closer than anywhere else.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
but the point is it's still better because you can physically see it with your own eyes in lighting
Yeah.
Yes.
instead of looking at the doctored images on which may come that way, may not come that way. It just
right.
depends, right? You know, and all that. So that's exciting.
Well, and we like supporting small businesses, especially
100%.
ones that are involved in the community.
100%, yes.
Thank
so
you, guys.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for letting us come down here and record and everything. This will be up today, so and there's some people watching now too. So put it on your calendar to run by here tomorrow for the grand opening. Enter to win the light box. If you can't make it tomorrow, make sure you follow their social media and everything so that you know when they're going to be open, and come and check this place out because you got to do a walk around. It's cool
it's
stuff.
awesome.
InGameDrip.com.
So Aaron, Amy, thank you very much. Until next time, this is Old Bald Man Chad with the one and only Redneck West.
Yeah.